Russia is definitely underrated. Storms is pointing that out. It is an underrated track. I think it's personally my favorite. Brilliant track with a brilliant set of abilities. You can got the corners. Some are long, some are short, some are... Oh, it is a track to love. We're still waiting. Jesus Christ, it's 8 o'clock and these guys cannot get on. But when do you actually expect drivers to turn up on time? They just don't. They really don't. But while we're waiting, let's quickly talk about the other tiers, because I think we should pass the fact of how the other tiers have been doing. Xbox Tier 1, I'm sure you've all been watching, as when that race happened, we saw the likes of Shadow taking the win over in Tier 1 Xbox. Brilliant drive by him. Then he was closely followed by Alfie, who came in second with the Haas. And then it was Find Your Yum. What a name, and a throwback name when I was commentating a year ago. Find Your Yam has improved so much, and well done to him for getting onto that podium. You've got a couple of good names. Dark Killer making his way from essentially the reserve team. I've seen him progress through reserves of Shazoo and moved his way up, and now he's a Tier 1 driver, currently in 8th place, so hats off to him. Over in the PC side of things, we've got Denny winning that race in the Ferrari, followed closely by Sam and Josh, which I've just realized who the hell these guys are. We're talking the pros up in the PC side of things. And then, of course, we had the PlayStation side, a little less known, which is kind of disappointing because essentially the system itself is brilliant. It is amazing. But a big shout out to Dan. Dan. We'll get the names right eventually. Winning that one in the... Well, they haven't actually raced, sorry. You can tell I'm reading this off a screen. As they are still struggling to find that last guy. I've definitely started this stream way too early. One thing that never changes with me is my timing and how bad it is. Coxie, you said Saudi Arabia. Now, I want to quickly talk about Saudi Arabia as a race. That is going to be overtake heaven, but it's also going to be a massive DRS train as well. We're going to the amount of straights, and we saw this in the last season. You know, there were so many people that were just stuck behind other cars, and the amount of time is a case of ERS racing. Who the hell is in the background? Who the hell is in my background? I do apologize for any background noises. The game is running, and if they don't have their microphone set up correctly, it's going to come through, which is pissing me off massively because I don't really have... Thank you to whoever called out to mute your mic. That is... Oh, God. Just when things were going well, it turns to... Yeah. Can't say that in commentary. What else can we mention about? I want to mention about how the last two races are probably the most technical race, well, the technical tracks. First of all, you got Britain, which is notorious for technicality. It's not the easiest track to master. I've myself struggled quite a bit around Britain. Very complex in the terms of you've got these corners that you're supposed to go flat out through, but half the time you're not even going flat out through them. And then Brazil, again, another complex. Very easy to get too much onto the throttle and just spin out. You're probably wondering why I'm holding off away from Belgium. As much as I'd love to talk about the track, we're about to race. There is a lovely, lovely setup for it. I am just purely waiting on what is, you know, standardized for the drivers. They're 5 minutes late. Oh, nothing new there, isn't it? And once we get further on into the championship, I can talk about these drivers and absolutely talk a load of BS about them. And I can't wait for that time to happen. Still, they are now being told to ready up as we head to the race. Well, what are we looking into? Well, we're going into Belgium, ladies and gents. It is probably going to be a brilliant track. Belgium, notorious. It's been around for so long. Its first race actually was around the 1921 region. Don't know how true that is, but this track is amazing, and it's been around. it's been around in this calendar and the WOR for so long. This 4.3 mile track contains 20 corners and probably one of the highest elevations of most tracks, as you have to go down a rouge and then head right the way up. You could see the mass elevation changes and it affects a lot. Previous winners were, in the PC terms of things, you have Uppbeat, Ronhart doing an absolutely amazing job, and Shazu Jake. Where you can see some overtakes, well, this corner is pretty interesting. Literally, we saw Uppbeat go against Benham, diving it down the inside, and we may see some good moves if you don't get your entrance and exits right. Go back to 2019. Ooh, there was some dramas around here as they go 3 into the comms, and it turned into a disaster. Absolute disaster, and I do not want to see that again. Oh, and I've been kicked from. Great. The one time I got everything all sorted, it goes shambles. We'll quickly get myself back in there if someone wants to quickly re-invite me, but we're going to be heading into that race as soon as possible. This does not normally happen. I'm actually kind of embarrassed. I am very embarrassed, and there he is. I would like to quote, I've been at it for a couple of months. I am rusty. You are joking me. Who the hell kicked the Observer? Who the hell kicked the Observer? Who was the dumb guy who thought it was smart to kick the Observer and is now not going to get commentary? Well, they're all idiots. Well, while we try and fix that problem, I do apologize for the massive amount of problems that is happening. I am going to quickly put this back to the waiting to the start screen, and I'm going to have a word with all the racers to restart the lobby. And once that lobby restarts, we'll jump straight back in the race. Hold tight as we fix it all. what seemed to take us about 20 minutes to fix, we have finally got it fixed. Ladies and gentlemen, we can finally get into what will be the race of Belgium. And I do apologise for all that technical difficulty. It is a pain in the neck, but it does happen. It is a lot of communication between the drivers and to the observer, which is technically my role as well. Essentially, what happened was somehow I went idle for probably a bit too long, got kicked. Simple as. New lobby. We've, of course, following the rules, we were aware of what the weather was like. It was apparently a dry to wet conditions, I believe, for the qualifying, but yet I don't think there was any word about what the race will be, so we have to follow the procedure that we will go and race on a dry to wet conditions, which will be quite interesting, because it means we're going to have to get those qualifying times out early, as you can all see here, as the audio, more brilliant problems, is now gone. For some bizarre reason. Or might not. We don't know, we're about to find out. There's a couple of names that, just looking at the lobby, I have just realised I recognise one person in particular, and that is a person who's currently marked as 17th. That's Mr. Blue Skies. Raced in tier 12, the same tier I was racing, and what a driver he is. Definitely put himself into a good battle. Load of great opportunities between us. We do have audio. We are good. We are great. Who is the first out on track, though? Who's the one taking the risk? It's going to be a Williams, and it's not going to be of AOC AK Hall. It is. It's not a Williams. I am mistaken. It's an Alpine? A Haas. I can't even look. It's not Cryptic. It's going to be James out in front, who's going to be the first person to do a lap. And already, seems like he's taking a bit of a detour. He's definitely not supposed to be going that way. I don't think he wanted the pressure of the camera, so we'll head over to Cryptic, who is not also the front. Who the hell? They keep changing their minds. There is no formality between these guys at all right now. But either way, Belgium, great opportunity, and there's also a lot of track limit problems. Here, the corner we just looked at, there is an obvious track limit opportunity where people could go off very, very easily, invalidating their lap and causing a truckload of problems. As I am desperately trying to find who is that driver at the front. It's not Swift. Is it KMT? It is. It is this man in the Williams, KMT Viper. And they all need to back off. They are way, way too close. The tier 10 boys need to definitely create a bit of space, because they're going to start to get understeer. It's almost like they're going out racing instead of doing a qualifying lap. I do not know what is going on with these boys, but whatever they're doing, apparently it works for them, as we're going to do a hot lap of Spa. You're getting up to here, you're hitting about 170 miles an hour. Brake heavy. If you're going into normal manual, you'll probably shift down to second, shift up quickly to third. Rally up through the gears. You're going to go all the way up to 8th gear up here. As you can see, the car changed to 8th. You go flat out through a rouge. It is so easy to validate that lap on the entrance and the mid part, the corner, and the exits. You hit 200s, just shy of it, maybe 190 miles an hour, as you brake heavily. Bring it down to about 3rd gear, maybe shift up to 4th gear throughout these 2 turns, shift up to 5th here. You power it down, heavy braking. There's one of those awkward braking zones where you can easily go wide, but again, the assists definitely keep you in check. Swing around this corner into 4th, and it touches the wall. Oh no, that's not what you're going to see. He's touched the wall, and now he's gone off, and there's the wheel gone! Oh, Viper's gone off. Has he been pushed? Because there's a couple of cars out, and this is why you need to maintain a gap between them. You've got to have the gap between your drivers, and make sure you're not too close. So when someone does mess up, there is no problem. JTS Chase, he was leading the pack. I don't think he's going to be pushing that hard. Who is ahead of him? It's going to be this guy, AK Hill. Through this section, try and continue half of the hot lap. Flat out through here. if you're racing, you normally have to lift slightly so you don't invalidate on this part, but you are flat out through the qualifying. Again, heavy braking, drop it down to second, sometimes first for extra rotation, depending on how these guys are driving, and then shift up, get the car straight before powering it down. A 1:43.7, it's not bad. And it seems to be the competitive time we might be looking for today. But he has been beaten by Swift right now, who's just done a 1:43.6. And it's just been even better. They keep going down. The times are dropping ever so slightly. We're at 1:42.9. We're on board with Hammy is the best. He's got to show he's the best. He's going to cross the line. It's a 1:44.2. It's not where he wants to be. He needs to definitely find a couple of seconds here and there. And as for a start, that... Ooh, bit chaotic is Callum. There's a 1:42.93. What a time from him. The one thing, and I hope these guys are listening in, as... Oh, no. James is going to get caught up in all this traffic. And he spun as well. Boys, if you are even listening to the stream, you've got to give yourself a gap. You can't be all bunched up together. And as you can see, Swift is going to get a 5-place grid penalty for causing a collision. And I hope that this is just a reminder that you just do not. I get you want to go out early. I fully appreciate that. But you cannot just be on everybody's ass. Because that steward report room is going to be an absolute mess. Storm is putting on a good time right now. As the onboard seems to have failed, the outboard is good. The game has glitched itself. It is the game itself, yes. I do apologise for that. Comes around the final corner, said, oh, the rear end kicks out. It's going to lose maybe a 10th or two. Storm crossing a line. That's 9th fastest and through the traffic. So what a run by him. And so we're going to have to wait for the second round of... second run from all these guys. And I do apologise, everybody, for the audio. I do not know what is going on with this audio. Chase is on a flying lap right now. So we're going to head on board. It's a good line coming in. Keeping the traction nice. Able to accelerate through and invalidates. He cuts too much of the corner. Gotta be careful of that. It's very easy just to swing the car in and you just cut the corner. And we don't know what camera they're using because when you're on board, it's even worse. You misjudge it a lot easier. But from a TV pod, and I'm just going to give you that TV pod perspective, you can see where those wheels line up. So there's less of an excuse. And you can see him when he's driving around. He is using quite a bit of the track. Who else is on a flying lap? Rambo might be. Yeah, I can agree Rambo is on a flying lap. No, he's not. He is taking it pretty chilled. He's on the mediums, which is a bit of an odd choice, if I do say so myself. He is the only one who's done... He's 43.5 on the mediums. He is going for strategy here, and that means he's possibly got pace to drop this down to a 42 later on in this qualifying. People need to set lap times. If you've just joined now, you'll see 4 people crashed out already. Why? Well, they don't know how to give space to each other. As we're going to sit on board with Fresh coming through a Rouge. Seems nice and tidy. No slipping, no problems there as the rain is going to start to come down. They need to get their lap times in now, and while the rest of the qualifying will be on inters. And Fresh is now going to fight through it all. You can see the little correction with his steering wheel heading through these corners. The grip level is okay. Heavy braking. Keep it nice and tight to the corner. It is fairly tight. Not too much during the curb because that curb will easily make you spin. Cut as much as you can off that curb. Accelerate through the exit. And you slightly lift through here or dab of the brake. It seems to be a slight dab of the brake for Fresh. He does have somebody in front of him. I'm not sure who that is. That looks like an Aston Martin. Yes, it is. It's either of Sideshow Samuel. I believe it is. So Sideshow Samuel should really get out of his way. Because if I was If I was fresh right now, I'd be pissed. But that being said, this toe is gonna massively help. It's gonna give him a couple of attempts. What is he doing? You can't brake check. Oh my lord. The many questions I have at tier 10 right now. The many problems that have already occurred. Whichever driver that was, it was Rambo. I appreciate that you are on mediums trying to get yourself back into the pits. But that is not the courtesy and standards I would expect from any driver of any caliber. And it will be further reviewed with the stewards about that incident because, let's be honest, Fresh was on a good lap. And it is very, very annoying to see. Callum has crossed the line to start his next lap. Can he go? I want to see Callum maybe push this to the 142.8. Is this possible? He is on the softs and most likely a fresh set of softs. So he's going to push as hard as he can. Lovely and clean through a Rouge. No problem, no traction, but the rain is coming down. It is going down and he has retired. He said no, he must have got a yellow. He's calling it there. He's happy with what he's got and I don't think we're going to see much more improvement. Basic Freak, has he got anything? As I said, the rain is coming down. You can see the puddles starting to form. I don't think there's going to be much improvement around here. As he's got a driver behind him. Are they slipstreaming? That is his teammate going past of the Alpine. That is Swift. Teaming up. They are working strategy together. And no. Just when it all looks good, it ends up in a bit of a disaster. Drivers are now going into the walls. They are retiring. We're at the point of qualifying, even though there is a good amount of time left. DRS disabled. It says enough. So it will stay as it is. We might see a couple, one or two drivers go on the inters. Maybe get a feel for the track as when it's in its wet condition, because we don't know what it's necessarily going to be like after. And we might see that a lot of them might retire and be like, no, we're happy with what we got here. We're just going to cool it and we're going to get into the race. But I don't think anybody, see if anyone, it's not the best. It's the tyre they're on. Nah, nobody is going onto that tyre right now. They're all still on softs. I'm not going to be surprised if that is our qualifying. A mere only, if the yellow flags decide to go away, about 10 minutes in, we're calling it. So whoever is driving in the red, in that Ferrari, he's a brave man. Hello. Trying to brave it through Eau Rouge. You can see there's the crash cars around you, but I don't know. Pico, or however you pronounce your name, is going to try his absolute best to improve his time in the wet. And you can see the understeer through that corner. He absolutely slid. And that is not helpful. Braking, and yeah, you can tell there's just no grip as he has to tiptoe round the corner. There is absolutely no grip there. Yeah, it's going straight on rather than going into the corner where you need to go. And buddy, I would honestly call it. It is not a place you want to be right now. And he does. He puts the car to the side. That is it for the qualifying. Everyone else is in the pits. Just a couple of people left to cool it. And then we will be straight into the race. But already 5 drivers out just from qualifying. Turn 10 causing a lot of problems. We saw 7, 8, and 9 again also causing the problems at Le Cobs. The Kemmel Straight, well, the exit of Radion and El Rouge causing problems as well as we just wait for Freak to retire. Unless he decides to run out on those inters, get some practice in. Because at the same time, we've got 4 minutes left of the session. He has time, go out, go on the inters, get a feel for it. But I don't think I think he's going to sit in the garage, and I think it's going to be a unanimous call to essentially just, you'd be like, yes, we're just going to go into the race. As we do wait ever so tentatively. But the rule of thumb, and I hope all these guys are listening because there are a few of you. There you go. Just as I was saying, that is qualifying. Ladies and gents, that is qualifying. And out on top, Callum in the Alfa Romeo with a 1:42.93. Only 400th of a second. 450. I don't know how you would word that. But 400th of a second faster than Gifford. So close. And even closer is Freak as well, being 800th of a second. My word ain't coming out today. It is not formulating right now. Further down, you got Rambo, then it's Chase, then it's Swift Joey, then it's ACO, AK Hill, Sideshow Samuel, and the rest further down will be... Oh, I've missed out. Took too long. What am I expecting from this race? Well, I am fully aware the name is wrong. I did say to Luke to change it. What are we expecting in this race? Well, I'm expecting a dry race because it's just become dry. So we're probably going to get some close quarter action. But I feel these drivers are going to go for the gaps. As Senna once said, if you no longer go for a gap, you are no longer a race driver. And I am ready to see some very, very bold moves come about. Are they all going to be good moves? We're about to find out. As we're only 15 seconds away from the formation lap. And to also get an idea of what the strategy is behind. Because there was one or two drivers that actually went out and put in a good time on the mediums. Of which is not a bad shout. Let's see what these boys have put on. What boots they're wearing. Is it the red? Is it the blue? What is it? As you can see, the strategy, I'm going to agree to disagree with some of those. I'll agree with what they're saying. So what are they wearing today? Matter of fact, the grid is majority of mediums and softs. We're seeing no hard runners here. You got Rambo in 4th and Flux in 10th. Both qualifying onto their medium tyres. Which is a massive bonus for them because they can extend their stint. They can go 14 laps before they necessarily need to pit. The same people running off that strat. I'm not pronouncing his name, but Yolanda. You need to change your name, mate, because I'm not saying it. And that is for my own professionalism. I'm not saying it. Mr. Blue Sky, Pelcio. Sorry if I say it wrong. Sorry. Fresh is also going to start on the mediums. Viper is also going to start on the mediums. As I said, they can go to lap 14-ish. That's kind of the sweet spot of which you can then say, yeah, at lap 14, I want to then go onto the softs to attack the last 8 laps. Otherwise, if you're on the softs, you're starting off, you're going to be looking, if you want to extend it far, you got to extend the stint round about lap 8, 7, 8, and then pit in for the mediums. Vice versa, pit in earlier, and then you're looking at the hards. Whether it will work, we're about to find out. As they are coming round turn 13, turn 14, through the campus area. And we'll soon get our answers about what type of racing we're getting in Tier 10. Through the last couple of corners we go. We are we're about, let's say, 30 seconds, maybe a minute away before we see what these guys can do. And I'm looking forward to what will happen. I have no expectations, as a couple of people are getting a little too close to each other. Now, you're wondering, why are they just technically disqualified? Are they out of the race? No. What it means is if you accidentally tap somebody, you will then have to... You won't do the formation lap. Your tyres are ice cold, so they're roughly, what? 70 odd degrees? You want your tyres, or 60, 70, you want your tyres roughly 85 plus. But of course not too high because then they overheat. That's where you want it. So tapping somebody and being DQ'd from the start That's not a good thing to see. As they line up to the grid. We're waiting for the 5 lights to shine onto this race. The Tier 10 race for the WOR Xbox Series. One light, 2 lights, 3 lights. There's 4. There's 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go. There seems to be a pretty decent start for the Mercedes. An astonishing start from the Mercedes. But a dive from the Alfa Romeo. It's a late lunge. Trying his best to keep the car in front. Does not work. And the Mercedes dives down as the Alpine behind is going to try and fight. Stay close, you've got to stay in a slipstream through here. You can then get a great exit out of the top. Van Alpine is looking for the overtake. He wants the fight. He goes to the outside. He's not close enough yet. But the Aston Martin, Rambo, is looking to split the two. No, he has to hold position as Freak holds it there. But around the outside. Oh, what a move through turn 9. That Alfa Romeo is still fighting. Freak is defending like a lion. Fernando would be happy with what's happening here because this fighting is over the top and Rambo's lost it. Oh, Rambo, all was going so well for him, but it turns into a disaster. When you were expecting it to go well, he was fighting ever so well. I don't know if he was fully tapped. I didn't really catch it myself. But things are now slightly settling down a bit further back. What is happening here? Battle for 10th, heating up. Seems to be, it's a little train happening from 8th. 8th is going to lose it. There's a collision! Oh! Chase rams into the side. I don't know if that was very well caught. We'll take a look at that in a second through the replay that we have. It was in the background. It wasn't clear. But Chase, ooh, questionable moves there. Don't want to know how that really turned out. And he has to go into the pits. Let's have a quick look at what that was. I'm unsure. I can't have it up on my stream, but it was very, very questionable of what happened. And you can see the background action. It's just there's the driver just slides in. It's hit and miss. It's hit and miss. It's anyone's game. It really is. As it is a virtual safety car right now. It gives a couple of opportunities for the back runners to pit under there. They're not going to lose out too much. Expect some of the drivers. And I think they will. Let's have a look. Ooh, they're not. Some of them are changing onto the softs again. Either softs or the opposite version, but none of them are resorting to those hard compound tires. Which is different and interesting. As the race resumes, we're back at it again. As we fight for the win. Up ahead, we got to give, I think it's supposed to be Clifford. If I'm wrong, please later on tell me if it's not Clifford, because that's the way I see it. Clifford holding his own at the start of the race. What a brilliant work by him. Freak has been under pressure from the get-go. It was by Rambo at the start, but it's now from Callum. Callum is on the back end of Freak, sorry. And possibly might. He is pretty close. I don't think a lunge is available yet into the chicane. The bus shop chicane, is it going to be a lunge? No, he's going to maybe hold it out to the source. Gets a good exit here, but there's a little bit at the front. If you just saw that, Clifford's rear end kicked out. DRS now enabled. 3 laps are gone, and also we're back racing. And AK Hill, 151.9. We take lap time. That's not. Could be quicker. Down the hill we go. I don't know who's going to get it out the end of this. DRS is now enabled, so we might be seeing a move from Freak. Freak is closing that gap. What happened to Storm? Storm is out. Virtual safety car's called. Was he ahead before? Has a basic Freak got that position? Yes! He holds it. It's definitely enough time to show. Basic Freak overtakes Clifford just before that safety car was called. What a critical time to get it. Is this an advantage though? It's questionable. It goes from a virtual to a full safety car. As it is on the exit. You can see on your mini-map, it is just on the exit of the El Rouge corner where the incident has happened. And well done, Freak. What a move. With the safety car out, this can open the door. We're on lap 3. Technically, you want lap 4 for the hard tyres, but you can do it. It is possible to go and... It's possible to last out. I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens from here. So if you've only just joined, Cryptic went out on lap 2, I believe it was. Spun out. I don't know exactly how. And then we've just had the safety car caused by Storm. I must have been from the exit of El Rouge, which then caused him to crash. And the leader's into the pits. The leader is into the pits. What is he going for? This is an interesting strat. Is he going to take on the hards? There's a couple mediums for Clifford. He's going for the mediums. I think it's too early. Lap 7 is when you want to pit. Because I was doing this race and I was about 50% when I pitted at lap 7 on mediums. Well, from softs to mediums. So, I don't know. I feel they've gone early. Plico, I probably pronounced his name about 5 different ways. Pico, I'm going to call you Pico. He's the one who has decided to go onto the hards. I feel this is the better strat if you are going to pit now. Otherwise, stay out and wait for later on. Wait for that lap 7 to come about and then pit around there. Person who did stay out though is this guy here, Callum. Callum was deciding, you know what? Nah. I'm feeling these softs are going to run as somehow Chase has crashed under the safety car. I don't know how this happened, but Chase is out again in a similar spot to where Cryptic went out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to capture that, but he has gone out. Callum currently leads this race, followed by Andflux, AK Hill, Viper, Weavy Knife, Mr. Blue Sky up to 6th after not getting a good qualifying time. What a run by him. Swift Joey, Basic Freak, Clifford, Pico, Just Anime, James Warwick, Slammed. I'm not trying to pronounce his name correctly because that first bit I'm not pronouncing. Sideshow Samuel, Fresh is down in 15th. Harry is base is 16th. And then Rambo, who had an absolutely brilliant start. That man, oh, I feel sorry for him. It was an unlucky situation he had. And you could see Viper and Weavy up 13 positions. And what happened to Weavy? Weavy is out. What happened? Where is his car? They're about to pass it. Oh, that's the front tyre gone. That's the front left gone. That is not good. Weavy is obviously collided into somebody and drivers are still popping into the pits. I think I saw 1 or 2 dive into there. It's come to the back guys. I think they've gone into the rear end of a couple of other drivers. They need to be careful because it's so easy to give yourself a 5-second time penalty, which then, yeah, questionably you could get it removed. But realistically, you have to be careful of how you're driving behind somebody. You've got to be aware, you've got to be alert. Because sometimes, they're not going to remove it at all. Lap 5, under the safety car, not much has happened. And let's just say, the only way I could describe this is a bit of a mess. But I don't really, I don't know what to say about this tier at the moment. It's a bit of a mess, but I feel once the race actually gets going, we might see some good action. Especially, I've got my eye on Clifford after his brilliant start. He started off this race in first, qualified in a brilliant time of a 1:42.93. But down in 8th, running a different strategy, pitting early. What is helping him though right now is this safety car. That is massively helping. And that may be the reason he's pitted. So then what do we get? Because it'll be around lap 6. So it's 1 lap earlier than I would recommend to pit. But it's also, he has done it 1 or 2 laps, but it's a slower, more conserved pace. As we are about to head into the 3rd sector as we enter turn 15. In the mid of turn 15 to turn 16 is the safety car line. Well, not safety car line, the 3rd sector. Are we going in? Yes! We are going back to racing once again. The safety car will now pull away. Callum now becomes the safety car. He has control of the pack. He can control the pace. At any point, do I say any point? You've got to let the safety car get in to the pits. But at any point, he can pounce. Now, the start-finish line is when the cars are allowed to overtake. I would probably pounce roundabout now, but he is holding them up. He is going to leave it to the very last second. He's going to wait till we go through the bus stop chicane before pouncing. We're keeping an eye on Anflux because he's the one that needs to stay alive and alert. He is pounced. Callum is going. The race is back underway. Callum has been, Anflux has been left napping as AK Hill is going to try and close down that gap. And he doesn't make a move yet, but he's only 4 tenths behind. Going down the hill. This could be AK Hill's opportunity to nick second. He is going to close down. Closer, closer. There's already a second gap from Anflux and Callum. He's already out of DRS range. AK Hill, he is getting closer, closer. You can see his DRS is open. Is it close enough to dive? No, not just yet. He has to sit there for a bit longer. Stay close to him. We can recharge that battery and go again. It is shambles at the back. Overtakes left, right and centre. Samuel doing a brilliant job going in and out between these drivers. Braking heavy. There's an overtake opportunity as the Haas goes wide. He's going to keep on the corner as the Haas behind is actually losing out quite a bit. I don't know if that Haas actually has problems. It might be. Yeah, he's dropping another position. There he is. He's going further and further back. James having a poor restart. Doing brilliantly well. He's down in 13th. He has dropped further. He's going further back again. He's going to lose out to 14th as well. Oh, the hard tyres are cold. I don't think he had the traction. And it's not worked well for him. As he's going to lose out. There's a bit of contact. He's getting his elbows out as much as he can. But I don't think it's enough. He's lost the position to Swift Joey. Can he fight it back through the bus stop chicane? It's going to have to be a late lunge. We are keeping an eye on this. But no, he has lost out too much. And unlucky from James. Not the situation you want to find yourself in. Looking at the potentially the provisional, the leader at the moment. Though he's down in 6th, he pitted very early under the safety car. Bit of a bold move. But he has got a great exit through Eau Rouge as he closes down onto Freak. Viper's out. I don't know how. The safety car is once again back out. I said there's going to be chaos. And boy, are we getting chaos today. It is a massacre. It is juicy, full of action. Unfortunately, we did not know what happened to Viper. His car not showing on the map anymore, but I'm guessing there's some contact. The boys are getting their elbows out, but they're being a bit too aggressive. Callum's lead of 1.1 second is now gone. And once again, this man is going to close that gap and have a second chance. And Flux going to have a second chance to pounce. Wow. And Flux started on the mediums. I've just realized this. So he's going to be going and looking for roughly lap 14. The options this man has now under the safety car. He could pit and go for the hards and go to the end. It's a safe option. Will he get the pace? Questionable. The other option is he stays out and commits to his strategy. As Callum's going into the pits, so is Flux. What is his strategy? What is he going for? We're going to stick with these two because they are the ones that something juicy is going to happen. Comes in. Another set of mediums. No. You've got to change. Has he pitted before? Hold up. Hold up here. That's his first pit stop. He is doing a 2-stop strategy. Rambo, who's in 5th right now, done 3 stops. Rambo, who was fighting for 2nd place. This man right here is in 5th place again with 3 stops. I don't think I've seen somebody on the podium with 3 stops in esports. And it would be amazing if this man makes a brilliant comeback after an accident, after being tapped, and to come from the back all the way to onto the podium. I'd love to see it, as we will keep an eye on Rambo, and his attacking skills is amazing. And once again, we get a demonstration from these guys. They do not like leaving gaps. They do not like it at all. Oh, the big gains. I just saw that for a second. I will point it out. There is Pichu. I've said your name differently again. How do you say your name? He needs to personally tell me how you say that name. The Ferrari driver of Pichu. How would you say your name? Up 11 positions in 3rd place. Absolutely amazing job from him. And he is on those hard tyres. So he technically, I think he's also done a pit stop as well. Let me just confirm that because I don't have anybody to confirm it. Yeah, he can go to the end of the race. So he is in a sterling position. And then the person who started first has pitted only once. His strategy may work. Is this man here, Clifford, doing an absolutely amazing job. He is wanting to hunt down as the safety car. The green light's on for some reason. Why is that green light on, or is that just spectator problems? He's going to be hunting down a Basic Freak. Was the safety car in this lap? I don't think I saw that message, but he is pouncing and going fast. Not just yet. So we're going to get one more lap behind the safety car before we then go and get racing again. And we get all the predictions of how this is going to turn out. As we also do have some technical problems as well. We can see at the bottom, a couple of drivers do drop out. And that is very normal to see from leagues like this. Being an online league, connectivity is a massive, massive struggle. I don't know if we have the weather report. I don't know if this is going to be a full dry race throughout, or if we're going to get a spark as, oh no. Rambo, 5-second time penalty for a collision. Technically, he'll have to serve it at the end, but you can get that removed. Whether it'll be removed, that's a different question entirely. As we are going around, waiting for the safety car to come in. It will most likely go in this lap. The cars are all bunched up, packed together. And once we get to the 3rd sector, which I said was turn 15 to 16, that is at the bottom, the southeast part of the track, if you look at the map as it is. At that section there, we'll find out when the safety car comes in. And once again, it's not once again, but Basic Freak will then become the safety car from then onwards. But Clifford's got to get the mindset in play. Freak, I don't believe, has pitted. So he's got a free opportunity to retake the lead of this race. And he's got to make his move early. He's got to be able to overtake this guy quickly and gain the gap that he had. Because he's got a couple of fast-paced drivers behind him. Meanwhile, God damn it, that name's difficult. Pichu. Pichu? I don't know how to say him. Pecchio, whatever. Him. He's got those hard tyres. It'll take longer to heat up, and he's got to make sure he's weaving hard. And he is weaving fairly hard to get the temperatures in those hard tyres. The Ferrari driver, he is the only Ferrari driver. The Ferrari driver, that's my way around it, is going to want to attack Clifford as well. Put the pressure on him. And you can see that Basic Freak is definitely, he's getting a bit touchy. Clifford staying as close as possible, waiting for the moment to pounce. We go through, coming up to the bus stop chicane. Is he going to pounce early? Or is he going to wait till after the turn? Through the bus stop chicane we go. What is the plan of action? There is a little bash from that Ferrari. No penalty yet. The Mercedes is ready. Has he caught it right? Slightly. The Alpine does pull away, but it's not far enough. The heavy braking. And there goes Sideshow Samuel. Oh, what a dive. Love to see it. You love to hear it. What a lunge behind as we stay on board with Clifford. Clifford is closing down the gap through Rouge. He's getting ever so close. I think this is an overtake for sure. There is a bit of weaving. The Alpine can't move out anymore. There's questionable weaving from him. He will have to stay behind. And no overtake will happen. But oh, that lunge from Sideshow Samuel, he does lose out because up is Rambo as we were focusing at the leaders. Rambo has actually taken third place, regained what he had at the start. And poor Samuel, this was the move that did it. The dive down just in the background, and wow, what a move it was. Just the lunge out of nowhere is incredible, and I love to see that type of racing because when there's a gap, you go for it. Up ahead, Basic Freak has not pulled much of a gap as we stick and stay and watching the man who pulled off that overtake. Sideshow Sam, he is under pressure by Callum, and Callum potentially has an opportunity here to do some damage. He might be able to dive one down up into the bus stop chicane. Will he make a move here? He's looking. Nah, let's hold it off here. Play safe. He's got a better line, a better exit through the bus stop chicane. He might be able to lunge in the same way Sideshow Sam did it onto, I think it was Clifford. No, it wasn't Clifford. It was whoever was in third. That was a bit further back, and yeah, there you go. Callum getting a brilliant line, but he's having to go side by side. This is side by side through a Rouge. No, they ain't gonna do that. That's a bit too risky. Sideshow Sam playing it safe, but Callum's gone wide. That's given a great opportunity, but has he gained extra time? He's able to close down that Ferrari. Is it enough? He's gained an advantage technically, but it's worked out for him. He's got ahead of the Ferrari, and the Ferrari's not only lost one, he's lost two because he spun. Oh no, out of the points now. What a battle. Questionable for gaining an advantage. He will have a warning on him, but there's not much you can really do about it. All of the back for about 6th place onwards. There's a little bit of a train, and who's at the back? Is that Fresh? Fresh getting very cheeky, going towards 13 through 14. He's made the move. And what a move that was. Great position and an overtaking. Don't usually see overtakes happening there, but hats off to him. That's up to 7th place. Now the gap is ever so closing, and this is where the battle really is. Basic Freak versus Clifford. Clifford was started this race on pole, and he has demonstrated that he has pace. Through on the first safety car restart, he pulled that second out. But he didn't decide to pit under that first safety car. Second safety car comes out. He decided to pit. Drops all the way. No, sorry. He did pit under the first safety car. It was after the we had 3 safety cars. Oh, my memory's gone to mush. Either way, Clifford is going to be closing down. He's ever so close. It looks like a breeze pass of Basic, and he will claim that position. He is back in the lead. Has Basic Freak got anything to fight with those tyres? I don't think he does. He might have to concede first for now and just play the long game. There is still 10 laps to go. The people who are on the medium tyres who have decided not to pit, which I don't think there is many of, as we're about to find out who they are, and it is nobody. The only person who is going out long is Mr. Blue Sky, who pitted under the virtual safety car and pitted for a set of hards. Meanwhile, everyone else is on a good set of fresh, medium, or hard. You got Fresh, actually, who's on the hard tyres making those moves. Mr. Blue Sky does have potential to maybe play the long game, but I don't think it'll be enough. As where is the action right now? It's down in 9th at the moment. This is the only place I'm really seeing close battles, as there is a yellow flag for And Flux, who goes out on the exit of turn 16. Must have just applied too much power, and once again the safety car is out. We're going to see a couple of drivers pitting. Is it too early for softs? Yep. Lap 14 is the rough point for softs. We're seeing a couple of mediums come out, maybe some fresh tyres. These guys are technically near the back. We are seeing the softs for Salamdam, such a technical name. And who else is gone for those softs? Let's have a look. We're seeing the Ferrari coming out on soft, just Anime on softs. And also Mr. Blue Sky, who was on the hard tyres. This has actually helped him and may get him into the points with those softs. Up ahead, the front leaders, they have not pitted. They're sticking on those mediums. They know what they need. They know what they want. And just from where the car was positioned, hence why I believe this is the 3rd safety related. No, it's 4th. 4th safety car, virtual safety car. Drama everywhere right now. And Sideshow Samuel, that is a very basic mistake. 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I say basic, but even the tier 1 drivers will still make that mistake. You can just easily misjudge that braking and you just don't dip under the speed limit, which I believe is 80 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in miles an hour. Don't question me. Don't judge me. I don't do mathematical conversions like that. It's not my cup of tea. Really isn't. The leaders are going to pit. Ooh. This is interesting. Clearly the soft tyres are going on. Callum deciding to stay out. He will take essentially the lead of the race. Deciding to go risk and reward. But it is a very cheap pit stop right now. As we're going to see quite a few drivers decide they are going to pit for the softs. You can see the whole telemetry lighting up with the colour red. As we are past half race distance. And these soft tyres, as I said, this is lap 14. So, yeah, it's definitely doable now. Definitely doable. They will have to conserve their tyres later on, but they have to be careful. Where was the point of action? So let's bring it back to what was probably an absolutely amazing lunge. We got the restart from the last time. I believe this is the restart from the last time. And wow. What a move that this restart was. It gets hectic at the start, but when you've got an opportunity, you have to go for it. And I'm amazed by Sideshow Samuel, who is down currently in 14th, just launches it. Brilliant. That's all I can say about it. And those are the type of moves I love to see. We might see more. Maybe Samuel might have that trick up his sleeve once again to maybe do onto Mr. Blue Sky. He is he is a bit far back though. He's only just got into the pit, so he must have damage. But that doesn't put it past the likes of maybe Clifford trying to get past these two medium tire runners, getting ahead as early as possible, as AK Hill has once again got another, I believe that's his second 5-second time penalty. No, it is his first. Some have been served in the pits as well. Safety car will take one more lap. Calm before the storm, before the hecticness continues again. It does allow some time for Sideshow Samuel to get back into the pack. It also allows Mr. Blue Sky to also get back into the pack. As Hammy is best again. I think that's his second, I think. I wasn't keeping an eye, but that's a 5-second time penalty for him, causing a collision under the safety car. I'll make it clear what those penalties means is just a slight tap, and the game is very sensitive, and it will say you've caused a collision. As the Ferrari's going into the pits again. I was gonna say it's very easy to accidentally steal a position. It's very easy to do it, especially in the butt stop chicane where it's really slow. The game can glitch out and you can overtake. So be warned, be careful, keep your eye out. The fuel loads getting lighter. We're going to slowly see the lap times picking up as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the telemetry to say what those lap times are. We're midway through. The thing is, they've got extra fuel as well. And you can't change the engine mode, but you can definitely keep your foot down for longer. Tier 1 drivers will lift and coast here and there. So, for instance, braking into this corner here, which is turn 7 into Lacombs, you can lift a bit early and then apply the brake, and that will save you some fuel. And the lifting and coasting method is brilliant when you are playing that aggressive and your foot's down quite a bit. Luckily, with the amount of safety cars and virtual safety cars, that will massively help with fuel efficiency. Through the second sector we are. I am looking at the back to see the little green dot of Sideshow Samuel. He's 20 seconds away from the pack. I think he can just catch up, but it will be just at the end. But his tyres are going to be at prime condition. If you've just joined, we've already lost Cryptic, Storm Twizzler, Chase, Wavy Knife, Viper, and Flux. All from contact or some form of spinning, usually around Sector 1. And we've had a couple of Sector 3 problems. El Rouge claiming a driver, as it always does. Just before the entrance of Lecombs, we saw some drivers go, possibly from some argy-bargy fighting. And the exit of turn 16, which we're at now, is another place where we saw drivers making problems. The safety car is not in this lap. I think Michael Massey has control of the race. No, it is a very late call. This really is a Michael Massey safety car, as the safety car is in this lap. The backpack will be backed up, as AK Hill will be ready to try and pounce. He's got to be ready with that. He's got to be ready, because Callum, he's going into pits. Why? That's an odd move, because now it's allowed Clifford to open the taps. Bit behind him. Freak is being chased down. That's Rambo. Rambo not being able to make the move just yet. Into the source. As they swing round the corner. Don't think there's been any overtakes there. No, the background looks clear. But the exit is good. Rambo's exit is just a little bit better. He's closing down the gap as they go through a Rouge. Keeping it nice and tidy. You want to keep it tidy through the exit. plant the power down, flat out. You can see him eyeing up. It is the move. Oh, that is so late and so aggressive. Basic Freak, that is such a questionable move. I won't judge it, I won't question it, but it was questionable indeed. Clifford, ooh, looking for that move. Doesn't make it stick. Those soft tires are working way better than the mediums right now. He's going to have to stick behind. A 3-second time penalty for Rambo for multiple track warnings. Not what you want to see. As Clifford, he's looking for a move. This is going to be somewhere out of nowhere. I was going to put up the replay for Rambo. I'm not putting it up. Simply because Clifford, look at this man. He is wanting it. He is hungry for it. Those soft tires are so fresh and so new. There's going to be a lunge somewhere in the next corner as he closes ever so close at only 2.5, 0.2 seconds behind. He might do a lunge here. Is he close enough? No. Keep it clean through the bus stop. Get a nice exit. You can see it goes a little bit wider to get that better traction. And it is so much better. It is a purple last sector from Clifford. But Rambo has closed himself right the way up. It's a three-way battle for first right now. Through Radion they go. And then up to a Rouge. Keep it tiny. It's so easy to spin out. It's clean from Clifford. He is ever so close. He pulls out to the outside. He's going to go for the outside overtake. Is Rambo going to go for it? He's going to take the overtake too. It's going to be behind Rambo as well. Basic Freak loses 2 positions, but is given a 5-second time penalty for collision with Basic Freak. I think it was him. I'm not sure. It said Alfa Romeo. That is questionable. We can only just see the background. Wow, these boys make it exciting. And what an excitement it is. Just look at these guys. Go for it. Through the Camel Straight. The Camel Straight, sorry, not the Camel. I don't know what I'm saying. They do nearly go 3 abreast. And it's just Rambo. He decides, you know what? I'm not waiting any second longer. And goes round the outside. What a move that is. It is crisp. It is clean. And boy, I love to see it. Gets that heart pumping. So I believe James Warwick lost out majorly here. The collision did not serve him too well. Will Basic Freak pit? I think he will. Or he might hold it out and try his best to stay within the pack. So have a look from behind. Is he going in? No, he is staying out. So he is going to go for the long run instead of pitting and playing for the safe game with tyres. I'm looking forward to this battle, Rambo and Clifford. I don't know, I'm as hyped as you guys, but this has just got intense. A couple of drivers at the back. It might be some wing damage that is causing them to go in. They're pitting. But we all stick with the front 2 as there is 4 laps remaining. You said I wanted action. We're getting action. A lot of safety cars, yeah, but who cares? Who cares about the safety car right now when you're getting action like this? If you've just joined the stream, well, you've missed out on a lot. You've missed out on quite a bit. You've missed out on the top 3 fighting. Oh. And what a fight it is. Clifford started this race in P1, qualifying on a 142, sorry, 9.3, if I get my numbers right. And then Rambo starting in 3rd, I believe, doing an absolutely amazing job, able to come up, fighting at the start, got spun out, and has come all the way up. I said this man was going to fight to the end, and he has. He has come from the back, and he is in second, and he's fighting for first. All the cars are all packed up together. The safety car will come in as Michael Massey put the safety car in. No call-in yet. It might be one more lap, or it's a late call. As we have to wait ever so slightly. Through turn 17, 18 we go. Safety car is going to stay out for one more lap. As my cat gets in my way. Excuse me. Professional commentary happening. One more lap under the safety car, which will then lead to a 3-lap sprint. It is now a sprint. The tyres that all these guys should be on will most likely be the softs. The only person not is that Ferrari. Which is a brave move. But I do believe, if I get it right, I think he has used up his fresh softs. And in terms of penalties, you can see there's quite a few up there. Rambo with 8 seconds worth of penalties. He's going to have to create a massive gap to Freak. But he is on some fresh, soft tyres as well. It's going to be a hard call. I don't think it's going to work. Rambo will fall down the grid, but if he can keep up what he's doing, as Rambo, you need to be careful, mate. Don't start overtaking other drivers. Put your predictions in the chat. Who you think, let's say, who is driver of the day? If you've been watching, put it in the chat. I want to hear who you think deserves that title, though officially we can't make a poll on it. As Rambo, he's ready. You can see he's ready, but he's getting a bit too punchy, which is causing a couple of mistakes. He needs to chill, calm down, and he's lost an end plate to his front wing. Rambo has lost an end plate to his front wing, which means Freak is most likely going to get past. That is critical. You can visually see it. It's not minor damage. That is quite significant. And you're round the corner like this, turn 12s on Ponu. You're going to struggle. You're going to have to lift so much more as the aerodynamics will not work. That bit there, the straight line bits, so for instance the tail fin and the actual end plates are used for stability. The wind will hit it and it will essentially stop the car necessarily from going wide. It stops the understeer. As safety car goes in this lap, I think it's going to be a pit from Rambo, so we will keep an eye on Freak because he's the guy who's going to be now challenging for first place. Clifford has been a dominant force. He needs to hold it out for another, it will actually be 2 laps. 2 laps is all he has to do. But Rambo is actually, he might fight this. Rambo will fight this, even though with damaged front wing, I don't think it's going to work out too well. As already Clifford has pounced. He's pounced early. Clifford is gone. And yeah, Rambo's in the pits. Way Clifford goes. He is so far ahead already. Nearly 2 seconds. It's 1.8 seconds. He's made the pounce perfectly. And he is gone into the distance. The 2 Alpines will now fight it out for who can get second. Swift has done a brilliant job just to be there, been in the background. But Basic Freak has been the one that's been known to be up at front. Fresh, closing down onto Swift. Could this be a podium steal from him? No, he dives to the inside, switches it out to the outside, dives back to the inside. But no overtake just yet, has to hold back, keep it calm, wait for the rest of the race. He still has a couple more opportunities here as we're going to stick with this second place battle, which is where it's going down a bit further back. Is that Callum making some lunges? He was making some lunges on that Ferrari, but it's not been so successful. There's the mid-pack getting also greedy and yummy as well. Oh, this is turning up to be something amazing as we're going to jump back to the battle. for second. Swift losing out a little bit. He's down to 7/10. He can still fight it, but it's not enough. He needs to close the gap if he wants to make any chance of an overtake. Through turn 16 we go. We'll be heading into a flat out at 17, and by this point, a definite flat out end 18. With a ride on board with Fresh, how close can he get? He's deploying the ERS here and there. He's saving it up. He knows when he wants to use it. Heavy braking. Shift it down to second. Keep the traction. Maybe now accelerate. With these drivers with traction control, you can put the ERS on a lot earlier, but you have to shift up to at least fourth before you put the ERS on. Through La Sauce we go, and down towards Radion and El Rouge. How much traction have these guys got? Sideshow Sam a bit further back. He's going to make an overtake, but we're going to fixate on the leaders here. Fresh is ever so close. He's going to possibly make the move here. Sticks it. Where is he going to go? Is it the inside? It's late. No, it's not enough. He's too far back. Oh no. He's got one more lap to make something happen. Whether it is enough to steal the podium off Swift. Swift, who's had an absolute brilliant drive, but we've actually got to make a point, and I will put on screen. It is down to penalties, of which, actually, no matter how hard Fresh fights, he will not hold this position. It is down to Pride, and he will do this for Pride, and we love to see it, even if you're not even fighting for it. But up comes Callum, because these two have been squabbling so much. We might see Callum get involved on the last lap. Is there anything? Fresh has got so much more traction this time. Is the move going to come out to the bus stop chicane? Through 17, now through 18. He is so close. Only 0.1 of a second behind. Is there a lunge? No, not just yet. He just doesn't have the braking. The DRS has now been enabled, and Swift is just close enough to his teammate Freak that he will be able to fight off that AlphaTauri with DRS of his own. He will still be fighting, but we've got to keep an eye on Callum. He will definitely steal fourth, but can he do it properly with Pride? As just Anime is out, it's going to be a constant yellow flag. Callum going stupidly wide. He's gained a 3-second time penalty, which means he has to gain a second ahead. If he could do it, is there a lunge? No! He stays behind. Fresh, no matter how hard you push, has not been able to do it. Is there any opportunity into turn 10? No, there's not there as well. The Alfa Romeo is trying to make a move as well. It's got fresh tyres. There may be a possibility, if that Alfa Romeo can stay close, to put it into turn 13. He is only a 10th behind. He's ever getting closer. Is there a lunge? There's going to be a lunge. No, not just yet. He's not going to do it. And they're going to have to sit in formation. One last opportunity is coming up. Through turn 15. Through turn 16. And you have to stay close through turn 17, through turn 18, and dive it down through the bus stop chicane. And it seems like the Alfa Romeo is going to keep it close. Callum is going to make a lunge for it as coming through the last corner will be the Mercedes. I do apologize to the leader. It's not going to be looking at that. The AlphaTauri is making a dive. It doesn't work. Callum's gone somewhere. He's cut a corner. And there it is. Across the line, the AlphaTauri cannot make it, and Callum of the Alfa Romeo is out. But your race winner is Clifford in the Mercedes. Then it's Basic Freak. Fresh does get third. What happened? I don't know. I was so focused on the fact that Fresh was overtaking that I do not see what happened. But wow. That race is as hyped as it could ever be. It is as action-packed. The driver staying close. The game says Fresh is driver of the day. And with that last lap, well, last couple of laps, oh my god, yes. That was amazing action from all of them. Callum with the absolutely amazing drive. Just keeping it. Oh, no, Callum, sorry. Clifford. Keeping the drive amazingly. And I will run it through. Clifford with first place. Brilliant drive from him. Then it's Basic Freak second. Fresh does get third after starting 16th. What a drive from him. Swift Joey takes fourth. The Ferrari driver, which I cannot pronounce, is in fifth. AK Hill in sixth. Hammy in seventh. Sideshow Shadow does come back to eighth after his amazing dive after the safety car restart. Mr. Blue Sky in ninth. Saladam is in 10th. Rambo, unfortunately, goes down into 11th. As Callum is going to end up in 12th. Unlucky for him. Anime in 13th. James Warwick in 14th. And in 15th goes and Flux. Viper in 16th. Wavy 9th in 17th. Chase in 18th. Storm Twister in 19th. And then Cryptic in 20th. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And just wow. Is all I can say to that. That amazing race just kept us all